Hey everyone. Um, this is a hard, excuse me. This is a hard video to make because it's been a hard day. I don't know why. Today meant nothing in the past, but yeah. Um, I think I've been lying to all of you. When I say two little words, I'm okay. I'm not. I'm not okay. For the record, I'm not trying to call out for help or anything. This is just I need to get some things off my chest. And this is the best way to do it. And the only course of action with this, honestly, is just to put it up on my social medias and share it with people. Because it's really hard to capture that moment of vulnerability. Especially when you are trying to be, I don't know, something for so many other people. I think I've been lying to you all for a very long time. I think this dates back to when Mom died. I don't know if I ever really got to mourn my mother. I mean, I always thought, you know, got the diagnosis, man, I had a whole year to prepare for everything. And I felt I was, I guess. I don't know. But, I don't know. This week, just something hit me hard. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is at all. The only thing I do know is that it hurts. It hurts a lot. Dad died 2 weeks ago last year. And I always say that was hardest to deal with because it was just out of the blue. It was just all so sudden, out of nowhere, which is true. He was fine. He was fine. I was watching, going on to what is referred to as The Journey, which is there's a gentleman out there by the name of Stephen George. He's done a somewhat daily vlog since 2009. And The Journey is starting at day 0 and watching all the way through. And I had gotten to the end of a playlist of one of his monthly playlists because there's a lot of. I just finished up April of 11 today, I think it was. So I finished up one of these monthly episodes or one of these monthly playlists on YouTube, and the next video it recommended was from February 20th of 2020. It is simply entitled Sagan. Sagan's their cat. Sagan fell ill rapidly, and they had to make the difficult decision to put him down. And that vlog was a very, very emotional vlog that I've seen it before. But something told me, click on it. Watch it. So I did. And usually what I'd done in the past was I kind of fast forwarded just to kind of hear if something different was happening because it was very hard to take. This time I watched the whole thing, front to back. And one of the hardest lines to hear in that was, "He's still here as long as I have the camera on." Never got that with Dad. And it recommended the next vlog, He Was Very Loved, 2/21/20, which is just Stephen and Mal sitting on the couch talking about how much they missed their cat and how hard it was to just tell everyone, tell their parent, to tell his dad who lived nearby. And I know it's an animal, but it's a family member. And this one who's taking a bath. I don't know what I'd do without you. Look at that face. Look at that kitty. That got me to thinking, did I ever really mourn my dad? So then I looked back. I went to my Facebook timeline because I think this was probably the year I've posted the most since maybe I was at Disney or since I was in college, which that's a long time ago. I went back to when everything happened last year. And that was hard to read through everything. Some posts seemed triumphant, if nothing else, to get myself to believe that I had everything together. I don't know. It's hard to be this vulnerable. It's hard to be like this. I'm not used to this. This isn't something I ever really learned. And it's not that it was taught to me to be a strong individual. It's just that's what I saw. Those of you who know me personally and know my family, know my parents, you know Mom was the rock. Mom knew. Like, you were having a bad day? Talk to Mom. Dad was a rock in his own way. His whole thing was just keep working. Just keep going on. And I've done that for the last year plus. Fuck, the last 5 years. With dealing with the cancer and everything. 5 years ago, next week, was Mom's last surgery. It was the anniversary of Mom's last surgery. The one that said no. That the one that said we don't think that this is gonna happen. I was in between jobs that day too. It was March 19th. The 18th was my last day at the concourse. It was a Sunday. I remember very well. The 20th was my first day at the Intowner, where I've been ever since. It's been 5 years since I started working there. I can't believe that. Even in her time of need, Mom was an absolute rock, except for one time, at least that I saw. It was fall, I think, late summer, early fall. And Mom just broke and said she wanted her life back. That's what cancer took from my mom. It didn't take her life in general. It took her freedom away. It took her, I guess in her mind, her usefulness away. And she tried to find other ways to be useful, even in her last few months. Until beginning of the next year when we lost her. I wasn't here for when she was gone. I think that's well known at this point. I was not here. I was in D.C. Her plan, not mine. She didn't want me here. She didn't want me to see the end. And I know this because I know my mother. And I got to work right away on plans for her memorial, which was 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. It was later. It was after I got back. And I hosted that thing. I ran that thing. Tried to give whatever words of encouragement, whatever stories I could. It was a really good event. One I didn't want to have, one that neither Dad or I wanted to go through with. And a day that at the end of it, Dad and I didn't want to end. Shut up, phone. After that, it was just Dad and I. COVID happened. 2020. 21. 21, we were starting to do normal things again. Beginning of 22, I went to MagFest again. Dad decided he didn't want to go. Probably a good thing, because I got COVID while I was there. And yes, there's still a nagging voice in the back of my head that said, I gave it to him. He didn't know about it, and that's what caused everything to happen. And I can't think like that, because that will lead me down a very destructive path, and I don't want to do that. And the day he died, or the day I found him, rather, because he died a couple days before I found him, wasn't a good time. Don't recommend, by the way. The day I found him, shock is the only thing I can think of. Shock is about the only thing I can think of. He was fine. There's nothing wrong. We had a great day on Sunday. And then it's gone. Reading back through the previous year's posts, I found someone who was vulnerable at times, who was trying to read the room around him at times, was trying to be the strong one, to let everyone know it's okay. We're going to be fine. And showing vulnerability when it scared the fuck out of everyone. I'm a 38-year-old child who's lost his parents while they were still a very young age. And doing what I can to keep swimming, I guess. I wanted to do this because I needed to talk. But it's hard to actually talk to someone, whether you know them or not, just in front of them. It is so hard when they say, tell me about yourself. How much of myself do I tell? Do I tell the whole story? Do I tell all the really shitty parts? Do I tell all the really good parts? What do I say? Especially when one thing has been dominating my life for the past year. And that thing is not a good thing. Trust me. I try to keep on in honor of both of them. Is it perfect? No. No, it's not. Trust me, if you've seen my apartment, I mean, like, you look behind me, it's not exactly clean, and it's dim on purpose. I had to cancel tonight's trivia show because I just couldn't find the time to do the show and do it right, do it the way I wanted to do it. I have a standard. And if I can't uphold that standard, I'm not going to do it. It's okay to not be okay. And I have to keep telling myself that. It's okay to not be okay. And that this is all a journey and all the lovely cliches that go along with it. Grief isn't something that goes away overnight. Sometimes it comes back raging hard. Fuck, I haven't even done my show for tomorrow night yet. I have to, because it's a live venue. They're counting on me to be there. I don't want to call in an audible on the last minute, just because I'm having an angsty teenager moment. I'm trying to do everything I can to not let it affect my normal life, my work life. It is hard to be The Rock. One thing, no one even smells what I'm cooking. Come on. The other thing is, when the rocks suffer from erosion, and when you cry, when you have tears, it kind of erodes on the outside. People can see that it's eroding on the outside, but when you keep that in, like I have tried to not do, and I've done it anyway because I'm fucking stupid, it erodes on the inside. And no one can see that until something breaks. Trying to not break. Trying to keep something together. Try to get to tomorrow. And the day after, and the day after, and the next week, and the next week, and the next month, the next year. I don't know. One thing I think I'm going to start doing, though, is I'm going to start doing my own vlog. Share my life. So that people can see my life. And maybe it'll help me be more accountable to better my own life. I actually go, hey, I can share my apartment now because it's clean. I can share my office because it's clean. My office is a fucking pit right now. I gotta fix that. I gotta do that tomorrow. So, I don't know when I'm gonna start it. I don't know if it's gonna be daily or weekly or whenever I feel like uploading. But I'm going to start doing a daily vlog. Or I'm going to start doing a vlog. And be as real as I can be in those moments. To share me. And if nothing else, externalize some of this pain. And externalize some of the joy that I feel too. because I think we could all use some of that right now. Anyway, I've gone on long enough, rambled on long enough, uncut, probably uncensored. Y'all know I don't like to censor myself. Stay tuned for more from me. Night, everyone.